expected to move across TNT, and internationally, leaders of one of Nigeria's states are criticized for saying citizens should arm themselves with guns to protect themselves against militants and criminals. And now the news in detail. Angry workers yesterday protested at the front gates of CEMEX Trinidad Cement Limited in Claxon Bay for outstanding payments and other issues. The workers said they will continue protesting until their issues are settled. Oilfield Workers Trade Union's branch president Kevin Arjun said the company's lack of payment of COLA for maybe close to 8 years and the disrespect by management are some of the issues affecting the workers. There is also an allegation that management is interfering with people's pension plan and they have incorrectly calculated workers' pension. According to the OWTU's branch president, the retirees protested their frustration because most of them have worked over 40 years in the company, and now that they are ready to leave, they are frustrated with what is happening. Some of the members are being unilaterally removed from the pension plan, allegedly. Lifeguards are being asked to return to work after they walked off the job over the weekend. National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines in the Senate on Monday said citizens must not be roped in anybody's tug of war. He encouraged lifeguards to return to work. Beaches affected by lifeguards' absence are Manzanilla, Bessany, Las Cuevas and Maracas. Hines said a notice was issued to alert beachgoers of the risk of using beaches after lifeguards walked off the job. Hines said he and a team met with lifeguards in January, where issues regarding their disgruntlement were discussed. Hines encouraged lifeguards to stand the course of their duties in the protection and safety of the people. A tropical wave is expected to affect TNT just after 10 p.m. Tuesday. Tropical wave 15 is expected to move across both islands. Most of the weather activity is noted east of Trinidad and Tobago with relatively fair weather over the northern islands. Citizens are advised to expect moderate showers initially over eastern areas of Trinidad, then spreading to other areas after midnight. Internationally, Nigeria's information minister has criticized a call by the leaders of one of the country's states that people should take up guns to defend themselves against militants and criminals. At the end of last month, the authorities in northeastern state of Zamfara told individuals to obtain guns to defend themselves against bandits. A statement said the state government is ready to facilitate people, especially farmers, to secure basic weapons for defending themselves. Nigeria's federal government disagrees with this. Nigeria's information minister told BBC News in Africa that asking individuals to arm themselves is a recipe for anarchy. Nigeria's president is now in the last year of his 8-year presidency, and with frequent reports of attacks and kidnappings, there is a feeling that he has not been able to contain the violence. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, recapping the headlines. CEMEX workers stage protest over delayed payments. Lifeguards who walked off the job are being asked to return to work. A tropical wave is expected to move across TNT, and internationally, leaders of one of Nigeria's states are criticized for saying citizens should arm themselves with guns to protect them against militants and criminals. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa Thomas.
News from the street. 919fm.com.
Your belly. I don't understand why you can't keep it real with the black man. Keep it real. so, rock so. Go away, rock so. Rock away, rock away. Go away, rock so. Rock away, make a rock so, rock so, rock so. Go away, rock so. Rock away. They will tell you they love you, but they lie, lie, lie. Let me tell you about dirty friend of me, dirty friend of me. Dirty friend of me, dirty friend of me. Don't pretend to have my back, you're not fooling I. Let me tell you about dirty friend of me, dirty friend of me. Dirty friend of me, dirty friend of me. They will come around you and suck out your eye. Then they will disappear when you need a blind. If you fool me once, then shame on you. Shame on you. And if you fool me again, then shame on me. And then we don't rock with them. Go away, rock so. Rock away, let a rock so, rock so, rock so. Go away, rock so. Rock away, rock away. Go away, rock so. Rock away, let a rock so, rock so, rock so. Go away, rock so. Rock away. The lion them fake and you can't trust none of them. Let me tell you about dirty friend of me, dirty friend of me. Dirty friend of me, dirty friend of me. Quick to sell you out, nobody nasty like them. Let me tell you about dirty friend of me, dirty friend of me. Dirty friend of me, dirty friend of me. They will pretend to build you up, that's right. Just to pull you down. They will set you up, that's right. For you to lose your crown. If you fool me once, then shame on you. Shame on you. And if you fool me again, then shame on me. And then we don't rock with them. Go away, rock so. Rock away, let a rock so, rock so, rock so. Go away, rock so. Rock away, rock away. Go away, rock so. Rock away, let a rock so, rock so, rock so. Go away, rock so. Rock away.
God is the boss. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, hey, hey. Alright. Oh. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, wow. Cause John was a good youth from a good fruit, had a good life with a good wife. John was a good cook with a good foot and a broad smile anytime John tell you good night. Until he take a bad walk from a bad squad on a bad block. Think he rob a gas truck, he was a bad shot from a bad block. John say bad luck, the judge say hard luck. Whoa, things getting ugly, there's no bubbly. John used to hug me, now he try to mug me. He's kidnapper and some tax and robbery. He's handsome then, but now he's ugly. Now all that changed when he get a baby. He bossed the game, settle with the lady. A ugly grave in the cemetery. Whoa, let me tell you about life. It ain't a game for me when you're living, fighting poverty. Let me tell you about life. It's very glad to see people dying in the streets daily. About life in poor communities, children going to their beds hungry. If I should tell you about life, you wouldn't believe me. Brother man, sister, you got to come and see. That Jane was a good girl in a good world with a sweet and a good man. And she had a good education with a good plan foundation. So good and so strong. Good love turned to good tricks. Good tricks equal good licks. Good cuffs and kicks. She turned to the white when she need a good fix. She's a good statistic. Oh, but now she in a bad plan with a bad man on a bad plan. Moving to the bad land with no plan and bad direction. Erection, abortion, infection. Whoa, now she bad be ugly. People shun she, them used to love she, now them start to run she. A ugly grave in the cemetery. Oh, I'll tell.
Get those numbers up and running. Get those numbers up and running. The Queen of Talk is in the building. So much to discuss today.
Whoa, hey, alright. Oh yeah, King David say yeah. Listen, you live here, you'll see what's happening. In a the ghetto we're suffering. this morning. Down in the ghetto, they're suffering. And vanity keeping my sisters down. Well, yes, I work hard in the sun, in a construction, while them press button in air condition. I build the roads for you to speed along in your van. I slave and starve and save to own one. Along the way, them get them mathematics wrong. Because me pay, no give me no satisfaction. Yo, me salary so small, me family a ball. Me son said that this start the revolution. Cause if them live here, they'll see what's happening. On the Nelson we're balling. All I see daily is tears and frowns. Oh yes, them didn't get no tea this morning. The whole of the beat of them balling. And vanity keeping my brethren down. Oh yes, your mother ever send you in the shop with a letter to trust a pound of sugar with half a butter. Daddy ever let you drive on the lap in the car? When daddy was a butter, hope you like pepper. It's a different kind of love, not a wealthy love, it's a healthy love. And when we fight, it's cause we mean love. Poor families love, no in-between love. Grandparents still love their grandchild. Your neighbor could have disciplined your youth all the while. Food shares, no stairs. Cause when you're poor, you don't study pride. Because you live here, you'll see what's happening. In the ghetto, we're suffering. And all I see daily is tears and frown. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Them didn't get no tea this morning. In the yard, we're balling. And vanity keeping the brethren down. Black man of the might of the city, to the right of the city. Man of the light of the city. Them never bring them tourists to the right of the city. Where the life it not pretty, them a hide iniquity. Whoa. Black man of the might of the city, to the right of the city. Them are the light of the city. Them now go bring them tourists to the right of the city. Where the life it not pretty, them a hide iniquity. Well yes, politicians live here, you'll see what's. Yeah, they never come to the ghetto late at night. They don't know what it is to take a bath by a standpipe. Yeah, them don't know how to feed them family off a playway and cockfight. No, yeah, them don't know how to stand up on a table and take all the dew. Yeah, them don't know about the blue soap. No, none at all. Brushing your teeth with baking soda, all them thing. Whoa, hey, yeah, hey, bun that lime there, Johnny, put some on their arm, you know.
Let me say a special good afternoon to those of you locking us down right now. Where you locking us from right now? Let me say good afternoon to those of you on YouTube. Kevin Williams, Diane Payne, Lorna, Terrence, Joan Williams. Good afternoon to Shadeli, to Telika, and it's a Felix on the inside. Yeah, Felix Henry's always the first person to lock on YouTube. He's on the inside with us. Trevor, Elizabeth, and Yvette as well, all right? 122 on YouTube and counting. Let me go over to Facebook and see how you guys are looking today. So, Facebookers, let's see. Arlene Stewart, and to Tony, how you doing, Tony? Anthony Reynolds, how you doing? 220 on YouTube. YouTube looking good. Sherry Live. Ian is locked on from NYC. Beirut, Raymond, Maria Lyons. So much to discuss today. Thank you guys for being a part of today's show. So, goodly people, I got some information today in relation to the shooting of these young men in the Beetham area. So, a senior police officer would have sent me this information. But I want to peruse the information. Let me put it that way. Before I give it to you guys on this show. What I am going to show you, however, is proof that the information was sent to my mailbox. So you guys could see what we're dealing with here. All right. So you need to get on the live in order to see this. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a minute or two. I'm just transferring it over to this computer here. transfer this. Right, send this one. And send this one too. Right. So yes, we have information. Just like yesterday, I was out there minding my own business when I told you the senior police officer pulled me one side and let me know X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D. Well, the senior police officer, of whom I do not intend to name at all because I don't name any of my sources. Absolutely none. He would have sent me this information here, of which I am just going to show all you a little snippet. Just a snippet, because I am going to go through it. All right, so just to let you know, we're dealing with senior sources on the inside. This is what it is we have. Right? This is what it is we have. Those were the young men standing at the gas station on the night in question. They took a picture. They uploaded to social media. Right, let me come back over here. Hold up, let me go back over here. Right, open this back up. So nice. Open this here. Right, so or so. So, no. Go so. Right. So, this is what it is we have. Right? We got top secret information right now. And we are going to look at what was sent to us, and then we're going to share it with you guys. So those of you on the live, let not your heart be troubled. I was also promised a copy of the CTV footage that I should have by later today. So one way or another, we are going to know what happened in this regard. All right? One way or another, we are going to get to the bottom of the situation. So what we have now, for those of you who not on YouTube or Facebook and you did not see, what we have is an actual photo of the station diary the night in question that the events happened. A senior police official sent it to me, so we have the station diary records of the police officer's account of things. And this same senior police officer, by 6 o'clock today, is going to send to me the video footage from 2 different cameras of what took place on that night. So we're going to give you guys ball by ball information. And you know, it doesn't have to go nowhere to find out these things. I just be here looking all cute and thing on the radio, and people is just see me and send me this information just so. And as I get it, I will share it with you guys. I don't have nothing to hide, you know. This is what I do for a living. I'm a journalist. So as we continue to monitor this situation on Beetham, all I could say to the residents of the community is refrain from being the usual suspect. Right now, things are playing out in your favor in regards to some of the officers working on all your side. They're providing the information. And this is something that doesn't normally happen. They tend to cover up themselves. But they are working with the community because they saw that the community may have a justifiable reason for their actions. And we have it. We have the information. So the unnecessary usual suspect bacchanal, all they can do without that. Don't draw any more attention to the community. Allow them to carry out their investigations, and we already know what they have. So we know what they come in with, and what is true and what is not true. All will be revealed in good time. But the mere fact that senior police officers is leaking this information says to you that they are seeing something in there that they figure the community need to know. So I expect by 6 o'clock today, the video to be outside of what happened at this event. And I'm saying if it has to start somewhere, then let it start here. Here's meaning that let this be the last member of the public that the police claimed shot at them and they returned fire, killing everybody. If this is the route this particular situation has to take, then let God do his work. Allow God to do his work. But the protesting, pardon on that. Don't bring no more heat on the community. Don't bring no more heat on the community. Harassing 9 to 5 people, mashing up people, windscreen, pelting thing. No, don't be destructive. Don't be destructive. Let us wait to see how this thing is going to turn out. And that is all I would say on that issue for now. I'm not going to read the contents of the station diary. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hold on to it and wait to see where this thing goes. I personally not going to leak the 2 different video footage online. I am going to wait to see where this thing goes. But I showed you evidence of it today to let you know that it's here. It's here. It's here. It's here, and we have it. All right, so let not your heart be troubled. I'm going to open up the lines pretty early in this hour because we're going to be tapping on a number of things in this program. We're going to take a look at that conversation called parenting again in this show. And that conversation comes on the heels of what happened yesterday, what happened on the weekend, what continues to happen in our community. The question is, where are the parents? A 17-year-old outside 3 o'clock in the morning in a car with a group of men, where was his parents? You know? A bunch of wayward teens running around, causing mischief in a protest. Where are their parents? So we're going to discuss parenting in this show. So I'm hoping everybody can have an input in this, because I think it's necessary for us to bring this conversation to the forefront yet again. So I'm opening up the lines early. I am opening it up early to allow you to get in. But remember, this program today has everything to do with parenting. And that is what we're going to discuss today. Because old people have a saying, if you're in there, your name can't call. And why are we allowing our jewels, our gems, our babies to put themselves in position where they could become statistics or worse? But I'm going to stick a pin on that. And I'm going to go straight to the phone lines and allow you guys to get in on the inside. The lines are open.
See what's happening. You know they get to wear suffering. And all I see daily is tears and from. You see what's happening. Them didn't drink no tea this morning. And all I see daily is tears and frowns. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Them didn't drink no tea this morning. Down in the ghetto they're suffering. And vanity keeping my sisters down. Well, yes, I work hard in the sun, in a construction, while them press button in air condition. I build the roads for you to speed along in your van. I slave and starve and save to hold one. Along the way, them get them mathematics wrong. Because me pay, no give me no satisfaction. Yo, me salary so small, me family a all. Me son said that this is the revolution. Cause if them live here, they'll see what's happening. On the Nelson where Barley. All I see daily is tears and frowns. Oh yes, them didn't get no tea this morning. The whole of the beat of them Barley. And vanity keeping my brethren down. Oh yes, your mother ever send you in the shop with a letter to just a pound of sugar with half a butter. Daddy ever let you drive on the lap in the car?
Let's go. The lines are open. You're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Iwer.
How you doing?
This is a book of Bangkok. And Mrs. Wells is farmer here because I'm a PNM. Great is PNM. And always, and the PNM can't prevail. Miss Wells has also work about 2 weeks now. And could you help me out? And Mrs. Wells, and the program on Facebook, could you text me on this number? Mrs. Wells, okay. You know why, Mrs. Wells? I'm a PNM. I was from Tunda Cali, East River, Duke Street, Port of Spain. And Mrs. Wells, oh God, I don't know what to do there. I'm frustrated. Please help me out, please.
All right, thank you so much. I have your number here, so I will try to link with you after the show to see what we could find out, all right? I have some voice notes to play. Let me get them out the way so we can jump into our topic for this evening. Let's go.
Good afternoon, Aisha. Tobago in the house here. Putting all jokes aside, thanks for what you have bring out to open up some of our minds, even especially my people on the Beatum, Sealot, Port of Spain. All the time we were quiet, they weren't hearing us at all. Everything was happening on the outskirts, the killings and all these things. I'm sure I have some concerns. And my concern is 3 teenagers. Watch the age limit that they are saying, these 1 or 2 in the teenagers. For me, as a parent, my teenager at that age, not going out, knowing what's taking place, right? And I home sleeping and everything is comfortable. Oh no. Aisha, we have to be reasonable. We have to think smart. We thinking like if we brains under we foot, and that is what they want, rushing in to shoot at people because what a few, not all, Aisha, a few of them who is bad boys get the opportunity and they pelt them police, and then the police of themselves get the opportunity and say, aha, when we catch them, we will shoot some of them. Because you know some police trigger happy. But Aisha, I asking one question. How do people know what take place in the wee hour of the night when we was home sleeping? But this say if it was the other way around, that young people get killed by young people, they just never know what take place. He was a good boy. Aisha, just thinking along the line. So thanks for what you said, and I do hope that my people, according to Brother Muhammad, think of what you said. Tobago in the house.
Hey Aisha, you have my 4-year-old son crushing on you. Send a picture of your 4-year-old now. He is so cute and he know good woman when he see it. I just want you to tell your 4-year-old that if he see good woman, he crushing. What he know good woman? 456 people online. Pin it in the comments, guys. Put it in the comments. Let's go. You're live. Caller, you're live.
Yes, hello?
Yes, caller.
Yes, yeah, good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon.
People talking about what's going on the Beatum, but I have 2 tunes for them to hear. One is Johnny, You're Too Bad, and then this next one is Marley's Woman Hold Your Head and Cry. Same Johnny, but in 2 scenarios. We had the good and the bad. That's how we live in here in Trinidad, you know. We had the scale that we're fighting against. And one side tugging one way and the next side tugging the other way. And the poor, good-minded people, the right-thinking people, suffering in the middle. So we have to get this thing straight. People not seeing what's going on in the world. We are so close to an apocalyptic war. Very close. And people playing around with their life. Yeah? If you ain't know to, how they say, plant the land. And we was telling you that long time with the
crucial time yet coming. You might find yourself in deep hot water. So, people be mindful, pay attention, look at the sign of times, because it's speaking loud and clear.
We need change.
Have a good evening.
Yeah, what's going on? We need change.
It's time.
It's time we get change. We only be telling me police like dirt, smoke in the city, smoke in the town, smoke in south, smoke on Duncan Street, smoke all over. Use out and we out send money, we're not going to finish. We are calling on you as soon as you land to check the families of those young men, which is now deceased on the altercation with the police in breaking a traffic violation. None of them no bandit and they were shot. They were shot. None of them no bandit, but they were shot. So we call on you, Mr. Juk, as soon as they land check the relatives, the mother, the daddy of this family. And we were here to know. It's time for change now, eh? It's time for change now. It's now. And your friend Dusty said that. And you know he bad like crab.
For you to speed along in your van, a slave and starve and save to old one. Along the way, them get them mathematics wrong. Because me pay, no give me no satisfaction. Yo, me salary so small, me family a all. Me son said that this start the revolution.
Let's see who's there. You're live.
To you.
Hi, how are you?
Well, I well after the Almighty God. I watch every day watching them with this protest and all of that. Or any protest, who feeling the brunt of anything? Not the government, you know. The government don't feel nothing. The people, your citizens that you're harming. All that smoke they talk about, smoke. Who that harm? The people. And you see the parents and them like those parents are talking about smoke here, smoke there, smoke there. Those are the parents that misleading the children.
Some gardens
in
Port of Spain where
they will do the wrong thing. You're not training them. If they train them, they will never have confrontation with the police. They never have confrontation with the police because you know them in law by they're supposed to upkeep the law. And if you violate in law, let's imagine you go in a police station and tell them, oh, all the bad, all the haters, all the this. The police have their work to do. You don't go around them, leave them alone. Keep far from them. If you're not there, your name cannot call. My mother teaches us from small. Stay home, they're living. Make your home a jail, and they know that jail is a face. And these young people are not learning that. You want to go out there with friends, so them, carry them, and don't bring them back. Leave them all day. Have a blessed evening, my sister.
where there have been multiple videos shared online this morning claiming that residents are setting this section of the bus route on fire. Now, if you look here behind me, you can actually see the roadway is still scorched from yesterday's protest. However, it is currently clear. There are no disruptions to traffic at this point in time. There are no protests ongoing at this point in time. Now, if you've been following the story, you will know that yesterday, several parts of Port of Spain, in and around the city, we saw multiple protests break out over the police-involved shooting deaths of 3 men on Saturday morning. Now, we are on the ground, and we will continue to bring you updates and let you know if anything changes throughout the day. Charlene Rampasad, CNC3 News, Beetham Gardens.
Condition, I build the roads for you to speed along in your van. A slave and starve and save to old one. Along the way, them get them mathematics wrong. Because me pay, no give me no satisfaction. Yo, me salary so small, me family a all. Me son said that this start the revolution. Cause if them live here, they'll see what's happening. On the Nelson where Baalin. All I see daily is tears and frowns. Oh yes, them didn't get no tea this morning. The whole of the beat on them ballin'. And vanity keeping my brethren down. Oh yes, your mother ever send you in the shop with a letter to just a pound of sugar with half a butter. Daddy ever let you drive on the lap in the car? When daddy bust a butter, hope you like pepper. It's a different kind of love, not a wealthy love, it's a healthy love. And when we fight, it's God's we mean love. Poor families love, no in-between love.
Let's see who's there. You're live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Good afternoon, Queen.
Aisha, I from Avon City, right? But I have a little solution for the beaten people and all of them. And one of the boys and them, Aisha, who died was from Snake Valley. Not so?
I hear so.
And Chumakak. And Beatum and somewhere else, right? Is that correct, Aisha?
Yeah, that's what we're hearing.
Well, then now, with all this burning thing they're burning, the time they're taking to burn, why don't they try now to let Parsley Street and all these places come together now as one? So it will be a little harder for the police to come in and do what they want if we get together, right? It will be harder for that to happen if we make ourselves one unit, and even others too, anybody else that, feel to just assassinate us. If we is one unit, we could stop these things instead of just burning. Let's try and look for unity amongst the term going over to Parkley Street as one unit and Snake Valley coming down and everybody join as one, and it ain't have no border lines no more. I think we can make a demonstration there, Aisha. Tell me what you think. Have a good day.
Thank you so much.
When God they bust up, but I hope you like pepper. It's a different kind of love, not a wealthy love, it's a healthy love. And when we find
Aisha, good afternoon. Aisha, I believe there are too many unplanned pregnancy and too many separation of relationships that bringing about single parents and people, men, losing their role and responsibility, and these young mothers then becoming frustrated and running from here to there, so they don't have time to bring up the children and nurture the children properly. I think that is a part of it. And then you have community leaders who taking advantage of that and pretending to show these unplanned situations love by giving them things, and they feel that is it. That is my little take on it. I could be wrong. Bye. So I say, you see the solution? These leaders, the time for change, and they wouldn't change their attitude. See what they're telling the young men? What it is they expect to take place when they do what they do. So you want a man like you to make the change. You have to make the change for yourself. And before they seek the Lord and pray, He said, if my people who are called by my name will change the dirty ways I put in my words and seek my face, then I will listen and heal the land. There's too much evil thoughts and things are taking place, and these people and them pushing their head and running from here to there like hustlers. Here is this man's solution. I am sorry for them. I am sorry for those people who think that way, when they need to nurture these young men and teach them to pray. But it's not happening.
well, I got to defend my people. Got to lead them on the right way. Transfer King David, beloved of Jah. Well, something is wrong with man. Oh, they just can't understand. Building their house on sinking sand. Jah gonna take everything. Sometimes I don't know what to do. To some people I can't get through. But when your nation calls on you, you got to leave everything. It's like them no listen to send them on. Who free up Daniel, free up Lot and save Jonah. Are the same man fail for we future. Some can't wait, them fly the gate and get shoot ya. Courthouse case that based on untruth ya. Praise Jah good and reap Jah good fruit ya. Revelation, Genesis, Numbers and Esther. Hey, hey. Something is wrong with man. Oh, I just can't understand. Building their house on sin.
You're listening to the voice of King David, Trinidad's very own. David, how you doing? It's been a while since I've heard you. I decided to pull out your music today because it's fitting to the topic we are about to go into. Something is definitely wrong with man. And I'm not just talking about man, I'm talking about mankind. And if we are truthful to ourselves, we would understand our shortcomings and we would address it and save our children from perishing in these times. You see, it all starts and ends with parenting. It all starts with how you train up a child in the beginning that will determine the outcome and the ending. You know, we have fallen so far away from our traditional core values, and we haven't realized how far we fall, that our children are now reaping what we have sown. And as a fact, you know, when you look in the face of a child, you see so much hope, so much love, so much innocence. And then outside influence stepped in, peer pressure steps in, and you begin to see over a period of time the child change into its personality. And in those tender years, you have to make sure and instill proper values. Because remember, you're not just raising this child for yourself. You're raising this child for the world it has to grow up in. And for those of us who believe in God and know the Bible, Proverbs 22:6 tells us to train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he would not depart from it. And for those of you who want to know how to live a righteous life, the book of Proverbs is the book you had to start with. I'm just giving you that on a side note. So when you have some time, you focus on Proverbs. What happened over the years that got us to this stage? Can we look? Well, if you thought I was Muslim, Selector Sean Roberts, you thought wrong. Because I have not been Muslim for some years now. All right? So you hold on. Don't focus on what I am. Focus on the message I bring in. Let us look at what went wrong. Growing up back in the day, we had the extended family, where grandparents, uncles, aunts, other family structures was put in place to ensure that we raise our children a particular way. Because if mommy not there or daddy not there, we know that we had the aunties, the uncles, the grandparents. Who was there? What happened to that? Where is our extended families? Okay, so extended families are not there. No, I had to get hasty, Selector Sean, because you throw me off of the topic. Instead of focusing on me, let's focus on the issue at hand. The problem with plenty of we is mind everybody else's business and don't like to discuss our own. Let us talk about our own business. Don't make me the issue. And even if I was Muslim, I could quote both Quran and Bible for you because I understand how important it is to give your child a proper foundation. Plenty are we not doing that, but it's not about me. We're talking about a hold. So, all right, we don't have the extended family. But what about the role the grandparents are playing in the lives of children? I can't tell you about others, but I could tell you about myself. I grew up with my grandmother. And when I say grew up, my mother and father was there. But my grandmother played an active role in raising us. We used to go to church. And listen, I had two grandparents who loved church. One was a Seventh-day Adventist. One was a Roman Catholic. So I was in between the two. On Saturdays, you go to church with the 7 days, and on Sundays, you're back in church with the Catholics. So my weekends was booked. I was in 7 days on a Saturday. I was in Roman Catholic on a Sunday. Both grandparents taught us the Bible. We had Sabbath school under my house when we were children. My grandmother on my mother's side, Olga Wells, the strongest woman I know. Granny Dolly used to ensure that the church members come and have Sabbath school under my home, where other children in the village will come and learn the Bible. And on Sunday, I would go and give First Communion with my grandmother, Geraldine Defoe, on my father's side, on a Sunday. So all we know on a weekend was church. When church is implemented into the minds of a child, now I'm talking about myself, because you could probably have been Muslim, you could probably grow up Baptist, probably grow up Hindu, I don't know. We're talking about the knowledge of God. As a child, when the knowledge of God is instilled in you, you have a sense of conscience, a second mind steps in. Because you've been taught right from wrong at a young age. And you know if you behave bad, God wouldn't like that. So you have a second type instilled in you that makes you wonder, okay, no, I need to check myself because the knowledge of God is in you. Yeah, and for the guy who messaged your mother was 12 tribe, yes, she was. My mother was 12 tribe. And even though she used to take us to her 12 tribe meetings, that didn't take us away from Sabbath school and going to church on a Sunday with my grandmother. Our life was filled with the knowledge of God from small. You used to get prize for learning Bible scripture in Sabbath school. If you could recite a verse, you get a sweetie. These were things we used to look forward to. When school closed, you go into Sabbath camp, to Sunday school camp, to church camp. The knowledge of God was instilled in us as children. Is that still being done in today's family? Have we moved away from including God in our lives? And if so, could that be the start of our problem? How many of our children actually know who God is? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about the supreme being here. You could be any single religion you want to be under the sun. I'm talking about, is there a knowledge of a supreme being instilled in the life of your child? What does your child know about this supreme being? Because all of this helps to shape character, mind you. Or are you just leaving your child out there as sitting ducks for the devil's play yard or playground? Because you know the devil is fine work for idle hands. Do they know Bible or Quran or Bhagavad Gita? And I understand in today's family, parents are working. So they don't have time to instill God in the lives of their children. But in today's world, my dear friends, I suggest you find time. Because the world we are living in today, our children need God more than ever. Now, my children grew up in Islam. Up to today, they still practice it. I've never taken Islam away from them. And that helped them to be upright citizens. They know right from wrong. They know what they should do, what they shouldn't do. Because even though they grew up in Islam, I, as their mother, gave them a sense of understanding where they have to have a level of tolerance. Because you're dealing with people who are not Muslims. In their own home, they're dealing with me, who's not a practicing Muslim. So even though they are Muslims, they are not fanatical. You can't be. And the type of Islam that they grow up knowing and the type of Islam you see in playing out itself today is two different types of Islam. So immediately they have to understand that there is the right way to do things and there is the wrong way to do things. I have 30 seconds before a break. We're going to come back on this, you know. We have plenty to discuss today, and today we're going to be discussing parenting. Are we really being proper parents? Let's take a look at that when we return. Let's take that short break.
Good and reap good fruit, yeah. Revelation, Genesis, Numbers and Esther. Hey, something is wrong with man. Oh, I just can't understand. Building their house on sinking sand. Jah gonna take everything. When sometimes I don't know what to do. To some people I can't get through. When your nation.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Every Friday, it's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays with MC Duke and Selector Kochi from 6 straight to 9 p.m. blazing all the latest and past soca hits. So remember, make it a line, make it a day, rock and come in, you know. It's all about Fire Mood Soca Fridays on the Street 919 FM. Don't know.
Join the winning team with Pastor Alkaline John every Monday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m. and every Wednesday evening from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. live on the Street 919 FM as he talks about Lviv, the power of 5 fruits, one of the most powerful antioxidant supplements on the market today. The 5 superfruits in Lviv are mangosteen, acai, pomegranate, gogi, and nuni. These fruits have a positive and profound impact on human health, performance, and disease. Listen to Pastor Alkaline John every Tuesday at 9:05 a.m. and Wednesday at 7 p.m. on the Street 919 FM as he gives live testimonials of the Lviv healing powers. To get more information, you can contact Pastor Alkaline John at 516-286-7079, 516-286-7079, or you can visit his webpage at www.alkalinejohn.com.
You are invited to join Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson of the Church of the Firstborn Assembly Miracle Center, located at number 399 Eastern Main Road, Guayco in Sangre Grande, for the old-time gospel hour all-night prayer. This and every Friday evening on the Street 919 FM from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Designed with you in mind, this program deals with today's issues from a biblical perspective. You will also be given the opportunity to call in and interact with us. Micah 6:8 says, He hath showed thee, O man, what is good and what doeth the Lord require of thee, but to justly and to love mercy and walk humbly with thy God. Your financial support through the First Citizens Bank will be greatly appreciated. Account number 795-222. For further information, call 753-1113 or email us at church668hope@gmail.com. Councillor for Monrepo Navet, Nigel Cotier, presents Splash, Bubbles and Foam. Saturday, 9th July at Monrepo's grounds from 10 a.m. Splash, Bubbles and Foam. Lots of prizes to be won. Look out for the Councillor's Cup Small Goal. Register now by calling the Councillor's office at 610-2861. All teams must be registered. There is no registration fee. Splash, Bubbles and Foam. Saturday, 9th July, Monrepo grounds from 10 a.m. The football starts at 10 a.m. and the fun events will start at 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Valentine Garcia.
And I'm Nikki Garcia.
Please join us on the Final Hour broadcast every Thursday at 9 a.m. on the Street 919 FM radio.
Every week we will journey into the amazing Word of God. So please join us.
See you then.
Tune into the Street 91.9 FM.
Every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m.
For the Repairing of the Breach radio program with me, Bishop Showin Al Thomas.
The scripture says, And they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Thou shalt raise up the foundation of many generations, and thou shalt be called the repairers of the breach, the restorers of the paths to dwell in.
Don't miss it. Repairing the Breach radio program with Bishop Showin R. Thomas on the Street 919 FM every Sunday from 10:05 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tune in to the Street 919 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life, The Health Store, being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Mohammed. For more information, check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene for Life. You can also call or WhatsApp at 309-4697 or 620-9379.
If you're experiencing pain, constipation, headaches, poor blood circulation, high or low blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, swollen or darkened feet, come visit us at Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. We at Health and Wealth Lifestyle offer a wide range of services. Come and experience our new 3D analyzer, which allows you to have a look inside your body. We also provide live blood analysis, iridology, ionic foot detox with foot soak and foot massage, aquatherapy, full body massage, and organic supplements on sale such as nano silver, nano zinc, body light, cold pressed sesame oil, and more. Health and Wealth Lifestyle, located at number 73 Eastern Main Road, Barataria, opposite Eastern Credit Union. For more information, call 275-8359 or 288-1108.
Join Nicole Huggins for Health and Wealth Lifestyle every Monday from 9:05 a.m. to 9:55 a.m. right here on the Street 919 FM.
Good about I'm looking like a real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959 to 814723 or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it's on to it.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Well, I got to defend my people. Got to lead them on the right way. Transfer. King David. Beloved of John. Well, something is wrong with man. Oh, they just can't understand. Building their house on sinking sand. Jah gonna take everything. Sometimes I don't know what to do. To some people I can't get through. But when your nation calls on you, you got to leave everything. It's like them no listen to this Atamasagana. It's like them no remember when Jaja send them manna. Who free up Daniel, free up Lot and save Jonah. And the same man fail for the future. Some can't wait them fly the gate and get shoot ya. Courthouse case that based on untruth ya. Praise Jah good and reap Jah good fruit ya. Revelation, Genesis, Numbers and Esther. Hey, hey. Something is wrong with man. Oh, I just can't understand. Building their house on sinking sand. Jah gonna take everything. But sometimes I don't know what to do. To some people I can't get through. When your nation calls on you.
So we are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. Thank you so much for staying with us, guys. 3 minutes after the hour of 5 o'clock, and we're talking about parenting. And as we go down this road today, we have to ask ourselves, have we fallen to the extent that we don't know ourselves? Who are we? What values? I was looking for another word, but values came to mind. What values are we instilling in our children? What spiritual weapons are we adding them with in order to prepare them for this world that they're living in? It's a serious thing. And the reality of the situation is none of us wants to admit that the direction these children are going in, some of us have to take blame. We have to take some blame. I went back through my photos to find pictures to show you guys. As I reflect on my own life, this is how we grew up. And I understand in a bid to give our child everything, and we don't want our children to grow up how we grew up, because we don't want our children to grow up poor and without. But we didn't realize that we grew up that way helped us to shape our values and our character. And I'm talking to those who grew up in the ghetto like me. I'm talking to my people. Toting water, as painful as it may have been for us as children, we learned to value every drop. You know why we valued every drop and we didn't waste the bucket water? Because we had to tote it. And there's a saying, you would only learn the value of water when you tote bucket. You would value every drop of it. That in itself was a lesson. Wasn't that a lesson? Okay. We need to look at how we grew up and use those lessons in our life to shape us to be better individuals. And it's okay to teach your children about struggle, you know. Struggle shapes character. The picture you're seeing on the screen now is my father, my mother, and my eldest sister. And every time I see that picture, I smile because we valued family, you know. In these communities, families is all we have. When did we get to a place like this? So yeah, that's me casa, and me padre, and me madre, and me hermana. What else I have here for you? Oh, this is me here. All you look, me na. Me and my grandmother on my father's side. Always with my granny. Never left my granny's side. Never. Even to the day she died. And as I told you, my mother was one of the luckiest women on earth. Because between my father and my grandmother, she ain't had nothing to do. My grandmother played an active part in raising all of her grandchildren. But I was she favorite. I mean, this is no secret. Everybody knows I was Granny's favorite, yeah? I was Granny's favorite. I can't help that. I was just her favorite. And everybody know that. But this is me and Granny in a church harvest. Always with my Granny. And she ensuring that I in church, I in Sabbath school, I in Sunday school, I in everything with my little church dress and my little ribbons. And we had respect. Let me see what else I unearthed here. Hold on, I have a set of thing here. I'm going to go back here. Pull up some more. Ah, this one. I'll zoom out. This was my mom back in the day. I think she probably only had my big sister at that time. And this is how we grew up. Where family was everything, where it took a village to raise a child. And here we are raising children that are selfish, self-centered, disrespectful. And we thinking that this is normal. How that could be normal? Some of us grew up going to school with no shoes on we foot. But we children wearing the best shoes, every Jordan will come out. And they had nothing in the brain. So while some of us wanted to give our children the best out of life, we created problems. That's what we did. Look at this one. This is my mother and my grandmother. As I told you, my grandmother is the strongest woman that I know. So that is a superwoman you're looking at in the picture there with my mom. With her tall socks and her little dress and her ribbon. What happened? What went wrong? Summer we went to school walking. Walking a mile and a half to get to school and walk a mile and a half to come home. Half of all your children are drivers today. And they're failing in school. How? That Matson. Make the maths make sense. We gave our children the best that life could afford, but we created a generation of children who are disrespectful, who lack love, who value material things, who have no respect for themselves or authority. So we gave up what was better for what is worse. Let us re-evaluate this thing and see if it making sense. We're failing. We are failing miserably where children are concerned. And we have to get it together. I don't know how. I don't know when, because the horse, I'm going to put back up my whole nice picture here with me and my granny. Right. I don't know how. I don't know when. But we have to very, very quickly put the horse back in the damn stable. That horse will bolt out the stable, running around without bridle, without a rider. It just running around the place, causing havoc and problems in a world where the devil finds work for idle hands. And the only way we could fix the crisis that we have among our youth is if we intervene as their parents and parent. Get the grandmothers back in the home. Grandfathers, where are you? Aunties, uncles, our religious leaders, our community. It had to fix. It had to fix. But if we continue to go down the road we're going now, and these generation of wayward children become parents later on, all hell break loose. I am seeing time and time again too many young precious lives going to waste because they don't understand the value of life. And don't tell me because I had a hard life that means I should be a delinquent. I just told you. Some of us went to school without shoes. Some of we do homework under candlelight. Some of we had no money to go to school. And we parents didn't have much to feed we, but we used to run around in the daytime and eat mango and eat dunks and eat plum. So by the time we reach home, the rose bake and the tea was just good enough for us. So some of us grew up poor too. But the family structure that was in place kept us from going off. It kept us from going the wrong way, walking the wrong road, because we know if mommy or daddy, granny, get wind of our waywardness and our behaviors, if we own conscience didn't talk to we, because plenty of we did know and had the fear of God, we used to pull ourselves back in line. But what you have now is a generation of children with no fear of God, no proper parenting values and training, running around the place waiting for the devil to use them. And we're going to continue to have to bury them if we don't find a way to train them. And that's facts. That is facts. How you doing, Eric? Eric has joined us in his studio. Is one picture I'm looking for here, trying to put back up. I was good skinny when I was small too, you know. I'm trying to find this picture to put up here.
I know, but what went on after that?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what happened there.
Yeah, but I want to come on you and Aisha went on. I want to say good afternoon to all the listeners, the viewers, texters. And I was listening to you coming on the road there. Aisha, it have to do with poor parenting as well. Poor parenting. It have many young women and men want to have kids and they don't know how to be parents to their children. And there's always said it's all in.
And I
children,
understand
children, so
not everybody have parenting skills, but that is where the extended family came in, Eric, because some of our parents had us young too, you know.
Yeah, true.
But they
Agreed.
had their family, their mother and their aunt and them who helped them to be better parents.
Olive branch.
Children making children is not just today. Children were making children in our parents' days too. When you really sit down and study about it, my grandmother is X,
and
I is Y,
and then Z,
and then is we in steps, and is 11 are we.
Up on both side.
You tell yourself, okay, Granny was having us a little young, but Granny had help.
Yeah, she had a assistance. Well, I grew up with my grandmother as well, so. Son.
And you could remember them days with Granny, Eric?
Yeah, of course. Granny boy child, Granny grandson. Yeah, I used to be my grandmother, and
that didn't shape you as an individual to be respectful,
Agreed,
to be
yeah.
loving, to be kind,
role model, yeah, to
go to church,
yeah,
to know God.
And watch me, Aisha, I remember every Sunday, it was 5 of us, my older brothers and myself, my mom and dad. And every Sunday, church starts 7 o'clock. You can't be sleeping in your bed late Sunday morning, you know. It's legs passing. It's a little church time. Get up, church. And we have to go. It doesn't mean going nowadays. You ain't getting that, Aisha. You ain't getting that. Religion instruction in
the
school.
The streets raising the children now.
Right. You remember a long time you used to have religious instruction in school? That come out completely out of the school curriculum.
Let me get you a joke. Sunday gone. Sunday gone. No, Saturday gone. My 16-year-old telling me he wants to go movie town to line with his friends. So I say, okay, who's these friends? Who's these friends' parents? I need numbers. Until he starts to get frustrated with me and say, okay, you see me don't want to go again because you treat me like if I is 2 and I is 6. And I had to tell him, I had to say, listen, I don't think you understand the role I have and the role you have. So let me break it up. So there would be no misunderstanding. The role I have is to ensure that you are safe at all times. That is my role. Even when you not with me.
True.
And while you can tell me that you're going to hang out with your friends in movie town, and that seems like no trouble.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's not what you're doing. But I don't know who you will be with.
Exactly.
That may be up to trouble.
Exactly, and that is the whole thing.
And while you there with them and they creating trouble, you get past in the trouble. And the first thing I go say when the police call me is I didn't know. He tell me he was going movie town with his friends. I didn't ask.
Exactly, and that is the whole situation too. It have some youths nowadays. They go with friend. You see that word friend, Aisha? See that word friend is a very complicated word.
I can answer no questions if I don't know. And that is the role that I have. The role you have is to always tell me the truth. Because if something happens to you, the first person who will be there to your aid will be me and your father. Well, me not to tell you, he cost me stink when he realized I sent the child movie town. Because even if he didn't know who the parents was, he wasn't sending him.
True.
He worse than me. Now that they are teenagers. Before, he was the good parent. They used to get with murder by he. But now that they are growing,
different.
He's locked them down. I used to be the one to say, oh God is let him go now, it's movie town. So when I called him, while I was on my way to movie town, I didn't get him, so I leave him a little voice note saying, here now, he go in movie town with his friend and them. I just say, let me give you a little hint, just in case I may need to call you. You know, never know what could happen.
Yeah, what could happen, true.
That man called me back cussing on all fours. You see how the place is? You see how the times is? So you send him movie town? Who he go on movie town with? I said, oh God, I called the parents. I spoke to the children. I know who he go on movie town with. He's 16. We can't lock him up forever.
True.
I dropped him to movie town. I had something to do. I think you was with me Saturday on the boat, right? When you see me frantically on the boat calling to make sure you get picked up. You was with me? I say, I drop him and you go pick him up. There's only few places he could go while he's in movie town. And let me give him a little rope. As he get older, we had to give him a little rope. I had to counsel the father on the phone.
I up and down the boat.
And you see me up and down the boat, calling, coordinating, finding out where he is now. You're in KFC, all right, no problem. We're heading after KFC. In the movies, no problem. After the movies, we're going. Starbucks, okay, cool. And the father called me, okay, I'm on my way to pick him up. Tell him to stand up in front of Starbucks and don't move. And I coordinated the entire event while he was out until he got home.
It has some parents in doing
He went.
that. Aisha. But
he went out. He didn't. He can't say he didn't go.
He went.
But that is the rules when you're going out.
It's true. And that is what some
That's how the rules gonna be.
Yeah, that is how some parents doesn't. Okay, go with friends. Yeah, you don't know the friend's family, the friend's parents. They know nothing about the friend. All you know that is your child friend. So you don't know if they're involved in any activities. You don't know if they're involved in any stupidness, if they have any character, anything. So you just send them over to their friend, and then when problem arises, like what happened Saturday going.
Why, questions now, why a 17-year-old coming from a party
after 3 in the morning?
3 o'clock in the morning. Now, these are valid questions. And I understand that children will be children, boys will be boys. You know, they're going away. It was one of them birthday. Everybody was enjoying themselves and they was liming. But look what that caused.
And result. And who knows?
Look what it caused.
He might not be involved in anything, but he get past in the blaze.
Who knows? None of them may have been involved in anything. But look what it caused. While you home in your place sleeping, 3 o'clock in the morning,
your son outside.
Police had to call you to tell you they just riddle up a car with your 17-year-old in it. I can't go through them thing, Eric. I refuse to go through.
I was yet.
And I am thinking all parents had to start to think like that. So yes, this is me on the screen here. This is me right here. Hold on, I'm gonna show you who's me. If only no, you don't know. This is me right here. This is me.
Well, the blue top.
The blue tin strap top.
Yeah.
And this is my mother. This is my older sister, Omadara. This is my little brother, Daniel. This is my sister, Giselle. Never smiling in pictures. I don't know why.
She always serious, boy.
This is my last sister, Leah. This would have been my grandmother down here, but I cropped the photo. This is my sister, Omatoyo, and this is my cousin and my aunt and my uncle. And the picture is a big picture, but I zoom in and I crop out the other family members just to catch them. And this was us.
The time was
this was us in a nutshell.
And then too, Aisha, you see, technology and social media have a pivotal role to play as well in that. You remember a long time. You know about Facebook. You don't know about them.
We didn't know about them things. Cell phone. Children now 9 and children 2 and 3 have cell phone.
Long time was them big long.
But Eric, we didn't have that. You could have talked about cell phone as a child. We didn't have them thing. And tablet. What name tablet?
Yeah, I said
it used to have them computer shop and them you could have go in and pay to use the computer.
And the internet cafe.
Yeah. That is what we grew up knowing, and we know that the late as teenagers. Or go by the library and use the computer there.
These typewriters. Like what we
That's what we knew.
And the typewriter you're thinking back.
So we gave them advanced technology and we gave them an advanced life, but we lost them in the process. That's what we did.
Exactly.
Look, the lines are open. I'm gonna take some of your calls. The thing. It's messy.
It's a difference.
It's messy.
And again, from bad to worse, we had to take the bull by its horn now because
it's messy. We had to find a way to pull it back.
5 years, 10 years down the road.
And let me tell you, talking to your children helps.
To a point.
Not to a point. You had to help. Let me tell you why it helps. Had I not explained to my son why it is important for me to know where he is, he may have gone away with the feeling, oh, she trying to lock me up, and when I get out, I had to enjoy myself because I don't know when I'm coming out again. It's not that. You can go out, but there is rules to going out. And even if you have a wayward child today, if you pull him back and say, son, the reason why I want to know where you is in case of anything, look what's going on in the place.
Yeah, true.
I don't want nothing happen to you. I am your parent.
True.
I is the first person to come to your aid if something happen.
But Aisha,
you had to talk to them.
Aisha, as big as I am here, as big as I am, my mother she's 70, 69. My mother don't go and rest till she see my car come in the yard. My mother don't rest until she see the car come in that. Once she see the car come in the yard, she'll be comfortable.
But look, the other day, I doing my show, what was that, Sunday night? And my son called me while on the screen. You had to know where your children are, and that's the one who away now.
Yeah.
You had to know where your children are and what they're doing. And when they are old, they would not depart from it. The Bible does not lie. My son is now an adult living in another country, and he checks in every day, every night. I know what's going on with him. I know all when he and the girlfriend fall out. I know when they start back to talk. Ma has something to tell you. As he starts, so I know it's about the girl, so I just listen what happened. She say this and she say that, and Ma, you think I was wrong? As much as I didn't want to hear the puppy love, I have to listen.
Yeah, true.
Because that is the relationship that I built with them. I'm not saying they're going to tell me everything. They won't, because there are some things they won't say.
And then they might want advice, mommy, ma, you know, X, Y, and Z. What do you think? You understand? And then you know what's stable.
I want them to come and tell me, Ma, I think, you know, something wrong and not feeling right. Ma, you can tell me why my penis scratching. Ma, I peeing and something happened. You think I'm okay? I want to be the one to direct them on how to get help when they need it.
Communication goes
a long way. Let us start to communicate with our children. I'm going to open the lines and take some of your calls. We're talking about parenting, then parenting now, how far we have come, how far we have changed, and did we give up something that was better for something that is worse now?
And again, more, according to Trinity, that's worse in the future.
Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
How you doing, Queen?
Good, Eric. Eric hearing me?
Yes, he just answered. He said good afternoon.
Okay. And you all talking about what we had. And you remember in the party days, well, I'm older than you, Aisha and Eric, but you know when party started at a certain time, and after a while, they start advertising 3 before 10. And next thing you know, people saying we're going to the party, but we even home at 12. You remember that? Because
yes, I remember.
Was not starting early again. Party started in the morning time.
Yeah,
right?
well, now party starts in morning. Before we used to get home by midnight when you party.
You know? And then they're going to the beach too. And when I was shocked with a big woman there, and my friend saying they're going to the beach after. I mean, that big people, and the beach. I said, well, I'm not there then, you know. So I would go home, you know, you'll have to drop me home. If I was not driving at that time, and the person who was picking me up at home, I said, well, they'll have to drop me home because I'm not going to beach. I mean, but Aisha, I'm talking about an experience as you talk about how your children's father was so worried. I remember my time when my son was going to college and they had a party. And I think my daughter went to, I would have gone, collected the children and dropped them home. But I got up the morning and it just dawned to me, oh man, and I started thinking, seeing my children on the culvert and the pavement waiting for me. It just happened. That is how parents were concerned about their children before, right? My children at home, you know, I took the children up after their party. But I just get up just like that, thinking my children is on the pavement waiting for me, right? That is when you are so concerned about your children being out and what could happen. I was so frightened. So, you know, I want to tell parents, no matter how old the child is, and I know it, the children are married and parents still calling them to see how things going, how the family going. You know, some doesn't me feel angry, but that's, you know, but that's how parents behave. They want to see the safety of their children. You went there, you travel, they want to call me as soon as you land, you know, things like that, you know. Tell the children, yes, you don't have to be out. I, as an adult, my party, when I have things like me, I like night thing. They would start this thing at 7, 8, 9. So. But me, early, you finish, you go when you want. It's all about having fun and being safe. So think about that, parents and citizens. Have a blessed evening, Aisha and Eric.
Thank you so much. Another call on the line. You're live.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm calling from Brooklyn in New York.
Yes, Brooklyn.
With reference to what is happening today, we have to go back to the days of Morgan Job, and now we would see that Morgan Job was correct, right? Because all what Morgan Job was talking about, although he was coming across really harsh and crass for some people, but when you look at the subject matter that he was discussing, Morgan Job was very, very, very correct. You know, so I hope that Trinidad would turn a page and just heal the land. Just heal the land.
Thank you so much, Brooklyn. And you post the numbers to the person? Andrea Innes is talking about the games we used to play. Hello, I still play them games with my sons. I bought a snake and ladder set. My children and I play snake and ladder. We play bingo. My children and I play boy, girl, animal plays thing. Listen, they just asked me up to today to play it. You see, like if we home on a Saturday and nothing going on, man, let me play boy, girl, animal plays thing. And they play that and they love it. All them old time games, I play with them, you know. We play pan cup, we play rounders. My children, big as they is, that is their sports of choice. We up to today, we still playing them thing. Our favorite game is the boy girl animal plays thing. That's our favorite game, and they join up the lines and stop. Hey, but you now read see. All right, and they thing in and you give them some time up, and then you check to see where everybody. Up to today, we still play that as old as they are.
And when they have like, if you get the same thing, nah man, you are the same thing. I take 10, take 5.
But that is what we do. Up to today, these games they still play.
These youths now, them don't know about that. All them know about is social media, WhatsApp, TikTok.
I told you we gave up what is better for that which is worse. Let's see who's on the outside. Caller, you live.
Hi, good afternoon to you, Aisha, and to Eric.
Good afternoon.
Well, I went to go through. I left 2 voice notes already, but I just want to say, Eric, let us start by calling our children children. We call our children kids. To me, kids are young goods. When they start to behave like that, you wonder why they behave like that. Let us start by calling our children children. No mind?
Thank you so much for sharing. She has a valid point. She does. She has a very, very valid point.
Because, you know, we adapt this American style of
kids
behavior.
Yeah.
This kids, my kids and I, kids are good. I'm going to behave stubborn.
Let's play some voice notes. Oh, we have a call. Let's take the call. We'll go back to the voice notes. Caller, you live.
Aisha, good afternoon to you.
How you doing, Brooklyn?
Good afternoon to the listeners. Good afternoon to you, Eric. Aisha, Wells, your program this afternoon is about parenting. Aisha Wells, I want to know if I need to come to Trinidad and also start some kind of classes or some type of parenting classes, not for mothers but for fathers. Reason why I ask that question, Aisha, is because any man, whether you're with or without a woman, once you have a child, the first lesson in that child's life is love. Before that child have education, before that child know anybody, the first lesson you teach a child is love. The power of love lives with that child forever. And through love, that child will always have discipline and respect for that parent. You understand, Aisha Wells? Aisha,
totally.
You see, I have 4 children here. You see how my children go from baby You see the things I do as a father, as a parent. And people just make excuses. Or they have work. Or they have this, that. I had all of that, Aisha. I have work, I have all the responsibility as everybody else, but yet still, I made time for each of my children, and whenever my children needed me as a father, I was there. When you grow your children like that, you wouldn't be here talking about children as have their own mind. You make the child, but you don't make the mind. You see that stupid talk?
My parents make my mind up to today. I can't go in my father place or my mother place with my face set up and have an attitude or talk to them how I want. You mad?
That's what I said.
As old as I is.
I said, look, my son, yeah, 16. My son, sometimes the man wake up and he pass me. I'll be like, hello, what going on? You sleepwalking or what? Because you have to know that I am here. Hi, Daddy. However you want to say it, good morning, whatever. This stays with me once you're under my roof, and the discipline and respect, he would know to carry that on to his children. You understand, Aisha was? Aisha, you see how I just be my children in swimming, they in soccer, they in every single thing, and what? I even have space on my wall to put awards again from school when it comes to education and discipline, respect. Everything is just there. And I'm a young parent. I'm not an old person like they said, the grandparents. I am a young parent. I'm in my 40s. I am a father speaking. So when people say, blame the fathers and them in good, the fathers and them in good, that ain't helping, you know. What we need to do is, who don't know what they're supposed to do, if somebody don't know what they're doing is wrong, then we have to teach them. We have to teach them. We have to find a program. We have to find somehow or the other social media. Aisha Wells, you have a program for fathers to come in and try to educate other fathers on how to work around this thing to help the children, Aisha Wells. We have to start somewhere. We could blame the police from now till tomorrow, and next year or next month or next week, 3 more men to be dead by police shooting again. You understand? Because that has happened all over the world, not just in Trinidad. Because police frightened now. With the amount of guns in Trinidad and Tobago, the police are them frightened. So as soon as they see things shaky, they're shooting. They ain't even studying to ask questions. So Aisha Wells, you have a good evening. And I think we need to have some type of father program. Something at the start for fathers to hold on to the children, whether it's boy, girl, hold the children and grow the children up properly. Whatever help and assistance they need, they don't always have to depend on our government. Because if we have an organization as a people, when it comes to fathers, we could also, okay, this father having problem, he can't have food for his children to feed the children for some week. We could come together too and help in that way. We could do so much on social media, and this is, you know, we just have to try to find the solution, Aisha. Find the solution to save the children. Aisha, you have a good afternoon, and reach home safe.
Thank you so much. And let me say this, it's time that we normalize Eric and Trinidad and Tobago, 2-parent families.
Mother and father.
You see that child mother and child father, single parent home? Stop that.
That BS.
That would.
That
I can't
BS.
say it because these days they report him to tat for win.
Stop that BS.
Stop that. Single parenting homes should be for parents who have died.
Deceased and more passed on.
And passed on. Let us normalize putting fathers back in homes. You see this picture on the screen here? This is my most favorite picture of all time.
True.
You know why? That's my father, my mother in their tiny home. And no, that's not me, that's my sister. I'm the first child that they had. They were very young parents in this picture. And you see who holding the child?
Daddy.
He was always that way. She had nothing to do.
What?
Nothing. She just used to make them, and he and my grandmother would do everything. Lucky woman, that woman did. Let me normalize putting them back in the home now.
My mother and father celebrate 39 years.
39 years. Now you could be that?
39 years. And up
39.
Up to this day, they cannot do it without each other. You understand? They like, you know, like ring a finger? Like butter and cheese? It's that day, I sent my mom down by my brother in Central for a month now, last month. And that was with me. And that man, like, you know, like, he does deep, but he in there, he missing that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Even if they quarrel, he missed the quarrel.
Yeah. But the back home now, so everything nice and, you know, every marriage have ups and downs, but they held it for 39 years of their life.
Single parent homes is creating a problem. Child mother, child father arrangements is creating a problem.
And you see,
let us start to normalize marriage, courting, relationships, family. That has to be the new norm now.
Yeah. And I have to agree with Brooklyn too. You see, men have to be men in the home and not a mannequin. There's a difference. After your role as a man, God said the head of the home begins with who? Man. God created who? Man. Man have to be the sole responsibility of a household and bringing your families together. But once you don't have a male figure in your family and you have sons, your son's going to go out there and get influenced with other people who deem as role model to them. Hence the reason why we have this problem in the country.
And Verna said, I beg to differ. I rather raise my children in a single parent home than in a toxic environment. Not all single parents are doing bad jobs, and I understand that. And I am not knocking single parents. I am not. And if the relationship between you and the father of your children or your husband is toxic, then you should seek your way out.
Right.
However, those should be extreme situations and not the norm. Normal behavior now is you meet me, I meet you, we have sex, we have a child, you live at home by you, I live at home by me, we just child mother, we child father, I drop off the child by you sometime, you drop off the child by me sometime, or you not coming around at all and I have to put you in court for maintenance, and that's the norm today.
That is what's going on right now with these young children.
And that is what we're talking about. So don't feel we're knocking single parents. We're not knocking single parents at all.
It has some parents go gladly willing to mind the children by themselves.
Some parents prefer to do it on their own, and that's fine.
And then the next thing to Aisha, it have some men, they need to control that anger. If the woman don't want you, and leave the woman, let she go her merry way. You cannot control a woman. You didn't make a woman. If things ain't going according to plan, what? John Barry and needs to, let me call it that day, and that's something that just cannot take that, and that is what has caused domestic violence and even death.
We act together. We talking parenting. Let me play some voice notes. Pull up on the calls, all you. Don't send calls. I have a million voice notes to play. Allow me to clear them up.
You know what has vexed me, some people? Good day, everybody. But you know what has vexed me, some people? When you hear they're talking about, they're always seeing when the police do, but when other people do, nobody ain't see. These same people, if they witness murder in front of them, they put their finger on their lip and they have nothing to say. Them out of peanut butter. You understand? Only figure is that be just so you just come out and give information. I see Harry shoot John and right in front of my face and blah blah blah. You feel it's just so? The reason why people it has be a more easy thing to condemn the police is because you're expecting better from the police. As citizens, we just be expecting better from the police. They should know better. So that's why there would always be a bigger outrage when it is you see the police do certain things. You understand? And everybody upset with the killing and the crime. It ain't nobody that happy with the crime that going on in the country. Nobody. Other than who seen it as an opportunity to get rid of the government. everybody hurting when it comes to the crime. But you would always find a bigger outcry when it is the police do something wrong because they supposed to know better. And you're not expecting.
And Trinidad and Tobago, this is Davon. I hope I pronounce his name correctly. Davion. This is the little 4-year-old who is obsessed with me according to his parent. Isn't he a cutie? All you look at that jub face.
Diana Jub.
Davion, if that is how you pronounce your name, Auntie Aisha loves you. The sky is the limit for you. You can do anything you want to do in life. And I want to know what you're getting tests. Tell me, Auntie Aisha, what you're doing tests, please. I would like to know. And to your parents, you were given a gift from God.
Yeah.
To raise this child in fear of the Lord and allow him to walk in righteousness. And it's your responsibility as a parent to ensure that you take your duties responsibly and seriously. So all you let me get a little round of applause to my little cutie on the live now, man. Davion is his name.
You know what?
Love you, Davion.
You know what happens me? You know when you're a little child, you know this, you see the little innocence.
But look at that innocence in his face.
And then, you know, when you grow up into this world of pain and sorrow, you know, you have to adapt your whole. So it's according to Brooklyn, see love, you have to teach your children about love at that age. That's the whole long and short of it.
That's
teach
right.
Love.
Train up a child in the way he should go, and he would not depart from
when
it.
he gets old.
All right, so let's take this one.
Miss Roger, good evening. Everybody's speaking about these 3 young African men who get killed on in Port of Spain here. Is that was the only killing in Port of Spain, or not in Port of Spain, but in Trinidad? From Friday or Saturday, I think, the weekend ended at 14 murders. But the only one that takes the front page is the one that the police did. Right? Is the one that the police did. The people that get killed up in Maracas, them wasn't innocent. The man body that found somewhere in Valencia, he wasn't innocent. The man that gets stabbed up, he wasn't innocent. Just about a week or 2 back, the lady who stand up for her daughter, but she could succumb to the same violence. She wasn't innocent. Now the unfortunate, they kill, yes, but let it those sound like it's the police alone they killing. There were 14 murders in the end of this weekend.
Reginald Rose, could you resend this voice note, please?
Because maybe we need to go back to the old time days.
We're not hearing anything in that voice note, Reggie. Send it back, please. I really want to hear what you have to say. All right, so someone text. They say, good afternoon, Aisha, you're preaching this evening. Growing up poor don't mean you have to become a delinquent. It's a generation of children who have no fear, no consciousness. It's just sad. And Aisha, don't talk about the grandparents because those same grandparents fetting and dressing more than their children. They have no time to be traditional parents. Let me find that shorty eye for all your mother. Okay, let me take it down. I forget. I am on the daytime show. I'm on the daytime show.
And then Aisha, before the complaint, Dr. Rowley said it. He said it to the women. Choose your men wisely.
Stick up in, Eric. Let's share this one with them.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I shall hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land.
Gadaya, you crying, Gadaya, Daya, Gadaya, because they're coming on the nation. get so angry and uptight. I search out the answer, and this is what I discover. Or you push the creator out. You didn't want him in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum. No knowledge of God for your children. Look around you, all you have is teenage bandits. They might have nothing in it but old and AIDS and CXC, but no knowledge of the Almighty. Just because you push the creator out, you didn't want him in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum. You reaping the fruits of your actions. So tell me where you're balling for. Where are you crying for? Where you balling for? Where are you crying for? Is you who push the creator out. Yeah. Every generation that comes is nothing more than a reproduction of the one gone before. All your double standards and your false value, they come back and catch you off guard and confusing you. What you're seeing is yourself manifesting, nothing else. Check the children performance, then look deep in your conscience. You go see, or you push the creator.
When Shorty sang this song, in the 80s or the 90s? Somebody tell me the year Shorty sang this song. And if this song isn't the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, I don't know what is. We're going to go for a break, and when we come back, we're in the last and final hour. I'm going to play some more voice notes and take your calls.
The Almighty, just because you push the creator out, you didn't want him in your heart. So you take him out of the school curriculum, you reaping the fruits of your actions. So tell me where you're balling for, where are you crying for, where you're balling for, where are you crying for, is you who push the creator out. You didn't want him in your mouth. Don't condemn the children for their iniquity, because it's all you who made them and shaped their mentality. What you did.
The views expressed are not necessarily the views of the management of the Street 919 FM.
Join Pastor Kelvin Heinerine and friends for The Way, The Truth, The Life Radio Ministry, a Church of God ministry, live on the Street 919 FM from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. This and every Sunday on the Street 919 FM. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh to the Father except through me. John chapter 14, verse 6. For further information, contact 686-3845, 349-5178, or 342-7303.
Conscious Talk, where we are at and where we are going. After a storm, there is a calm. Where there is darkness, light follows. Where there is evil, good overcometh. It's Conscious Talk with Steve Antoine. Every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. It's Conscious Talk. Conscious Talk. Talk.
Job Optimum Health and Wellness. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan. Examines all of your organs in a single session. 95% accuracy. It's painless, non-invasive, and affordable. Call Pastor Job at 350-2628, 767-1031, or 275-6300. Sick and tired of being sick and tired? Get your Bioplasma Diagnostic Full Body Scan at Job Optimum Health and Wellness.
I
What's up, TNT? This is Wayne Johnson out of Brooklyn, New York. I always wanted to do something back home, and we're going to be doing our gospel segment on Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM. Listen what I want you to do. Spread the word. Spread the word, TNT.
Salvation, full and free. Salvation is for everybody.
Mondays from 10 p.m. to 12 midnight. That's 10 p.m. to 12 midnight on 91.9 FM.
Good about I'm looking like it real bad.
Are you ready for that boat experience again? The Sea Champion and the Embassy say, book with us for that unforgettable boat ride experience. Sea Champion leaving from King's Wharf, San Fernando, and the Embassy leaving from Breakfast Shed, Port of Spain, or Westside Trinidad. For more information, call 399-5959 to 814723 or email us at coralvisiontT@gmail.com. Book now and reserve your cruise.
Hey, that boat, I look like it's as well.
This is Bishop Aaron Williams from the Divine Problem Solving International Ministries, inviting you to be part of our broadcast on any given Thursday night from 12 midnight right on to 5 a.m. on Friday morning. And this broadcast is called Early Morning Gospel Market Program. Then we have on Tuesday from 12 noon to 1 p.m. the Holy Ghost Gospel Pharmacy. If you are sick and ill, and you can get from this particular pharmacy, from the pharmacist, the good things of life. Hallelujah. And any Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, break into the host of the Philistines. Hallelujah. If you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, hearing the babel of false doctrines that you encounter daily, it's about time you get close to God. God's word direct from his throne room in the name of Jesus.
God has good plans for his people. Why do you worry so much?
It's all about the fastest growing reggae show in the land without a doubt. Right here on the Street 919 FM. Each and every Sunday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with yours truly, MC Duke, alongside Selector Kochi. So make it a date and don't be late. Rock and come in, so line up, link up, creep up. You don't know reggae rock each and every Sunday. Salute God Amari, King Selassie.
Are you experiencing terror, experiencing pain? Poor mood, stress, driving you insane. Free yourself from all this hell. Something alive yet to make you well. Dispel all the ills that your body stores and prevent yourself from resisting more. Don't worry, nothing will trouble you, cause the fountain of life here to protect you. For info, call 620-9379 or 309-4697.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
My people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. Then I shall hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
We are back. Thank you so much for staying with us. 1 minute after the hour of 6 o'clock, we're inside the last and final hour, and we're going to play some voice notes and take some calls as we continue to talk about parenting. Have we given up what was better for what is worse? And I want to share with you guys one of my favorite psalms of all times. And I learned this psalm, Eric, when I was 3 years old. And I got a bookmarker for saying this psalm. Okay, the little markers where it's put in the Bible, I won that at 3 years old for saying this psalm in Sabbath school. The psalm, my dear friends, has stayed with me up to today. It is Psalm 51. And it goes as follows. Have mercy upon me, O God, according to thy loving kindness, according unto the multitude of thy tender mercies, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against thee only have I sinned, and done evil in thy sight, that thou mightest be justified when thou speakest, and be clear when thou judgest. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me. Behold, thou desirest truth in the inward parts, and in the hidden part thou shalt make me to know wisdom. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Make me to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which thou hast broken may rejoice. Hide thy face from my sins, and blot out my iniquities. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud thy righteousness. O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall show forth thy praise. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of God is a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise. Do good in thy pleasure unto Zion, build thou the walls of Jerusalem. Then thou shalt be pleased with the sacrifices of righteousness, with burnt offering and whole burnt offering. Then shall thy offer bullocks unto thine altar. Can I have a round of applause, please? I won a bookmarker for this psalm at 3 years old. Thank you very much, and I want my bookmarker. I'm just kidding.
That song came out in 1999.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
1999? Really?
Yep.
I thought this was an old one.
Nah, 1999.
When Rashorty died?
He died a year after.
In 2000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This was a big hit.
Yeah.
Let's see who's there. You're live.
Good afternoon, Aisha.
Hey, how are you?
Yes, that song came out when the woman come up Minister of Education, and they remove all the prayers from school and all kind of things. Because they moved the prayers for certain people, then they started to talk the real dog whistle, you know. Or they moved that from them, but it's in their school and things still. So this is the problem we have. We listen to what they're saying. We hear what they're saying, but we ain't listening to what they're saying. And if we had listened to what this, and I tell my sister, and I say, hear what a woman saying. Hear what she's saying. And I say, you ain't talking. I say, but listen to what she's saying. I say, all you're not listening, all you're hearing what she's saying. Everything that lady said in that time when she was Minister of Education in the ministry, it's always mashed up on the country going down. So people are saying that they go, you teach your children a prayer. I just call my grandchildren and them about every 2-3 days. Make sure that all of them in a room. I tell them mother put their hand on their head and let's wait to them, and I pray for each and every one of them at all time. I always do that. So you see, we have to do that. And sometimes I tell them, I say what I just said there. Say the prayers. The smaller one might try to say it because he hears it so often. But we are okay if we follow the footsteps of the Lord.
Thank you, Manu. All the best to you. Let's take this other call, see who's there. Caller, you're live.
Good afternoon. Good evening, Aisha.
Hey, how you doing, dear brother?
Good evening.
Yeah, very, very good. I like the program because I like the direction you went in relation to child fathers and child mothers, because a racy point. And Manu, I don't believe, don't give Kamala too much credit for stopping things, because I think everything starts with the family. And it's like telling me that people are responsible for bringing guns, but black fellas taking it up. Black fellas don't have a mind of their own not to take up things. So that's the thing about it. It's always we blame people for our downfall. Now, I share one of the things that happen among the African circle is that we don't train our sons to raise family, We train our daughters. But if you don't raise your son, your daughter going to go out there and find a guy who's not quick on family. And it's time, I always say that David Mohammed and Emancipation Support Committee and all these agencies, not so much government, supposed to really make a study of African fellas in certain areas and the life they're living. You raise a good point about single fathers, because we have a single fathers association, And the thing of it, single mothers are the ones that really face the brunt of situations where our men, are very fearful of responsibility, And we have to really bring them in that circle of raising family. Brooklyn made the point about his son, 16 years, coming out and not, saying every morning, daddy, as the case may be. All these are would factor into how you develop your child for education and family. And really the structure has to go correct. We cannot always have communities where African people live in that are high risk. Now, when I look at the protests in Beetham, I see about almost 100 young guys out there on the street and wondering, are they in there having families, having what? I don't know. Now, the protest is one thing, but the question of young fellas in these areas, in communities that Aisha shape as high risk, what is the family structure in those areas? You also raise a point that poverty should be down to crime. I was telling David Mohammed I grew up real poor. 4 of us on a bed with fiber, but we didn't turn to crime. We did not turn to crime. Mommy was really strict. You spoke about your mother, really strict. I had a stepfather, but mommy was the real matriarch. But now you have the weaklings in the whole question of raising family, and it's not overly being critical of the African family, but Aisha, there's a lot of work to do in our areas, and it's not from a government perspective, but you need people to understand the question of even church development, sporting development, and family is the major fabric. And I always urge David Mohammed and the emancipation support people not to take the lead, but have a part to play in the development of some of the African fellas in those areas. They are weak in the move to really get African fellas outside of politics, a way that they could get a message in a way to behave and to keep away from crime. But good program, I'll keep you listening. It's really, really good. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for sharing. Let's see who else is there. I'm going to play some voice notes. Caller, you live. Very loud.
Nice program. My contribution, I normally say,
no, he's good. Call us back. His radio was really loud. Guys, look at this. So I got this picture online. This picture is from the 1800s, 1880 to be precise. And it's a settler family on an American plantation in 1880s. And I want you to look at this family. Now, we're talking family. We're talking ancestors. We're talking raising children. Look at what our ancestors valued. Watch how decently dressed the women are. Watch how proper the men are attired. Watch the baby in hand. This single parent culture only came about in about the 1900s, in the 90s, that we decided, single parent was actually a thing. And having single parent family homes was better. But nobody else bought that culture but us. Because if you look at all the other cultures, they hold on to family. Some of them hold on to it till they're marrying in their family.
Yeah,
they don't marry outside their family.
No,
so, where did we go wrong? Where? We need to really look at this, and realize if we have fallen so far from grace. We have to look. You're live.
Hello, good afternoon, Aisha.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, Aisha. And how are you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
And good evening to your listeners and to your viewers also. And to Eric in the studio there. And, listen, Aisha, and you hit the nail on the head. I really like your programming, you just have some blockbuster programming. You hit the nail on the head, and that where did we go wrong in terms of it? And it is deliberate. It is deliberate. There was a call on a radio program that suggested, black people were called many names in antiquity. And there's a certain fear for us to get back. There's a certain fear with the other races, for us to get re-established where we have been. We are the gods of the earth. I don't care who argue with me because of our creativity and our ability to tap into what you call source. Somehow like we are closer to source. You ever realize, Aisha, black people really not racist? All these things are deliberate. And in the absence of the knowledge, in terms of, there's a song where Bob Marley say, you can't educate us. That's deep. Because our level of creativity and spirituality, left unattended and left unfed and unnurtured, this is the madness you just end up with now. If you understand, we totally consciously lost. And it is deliberate. The breaking down of the African family, the breaking down of the black people family, it is a deliberate thing, if you understand what I'm trying to say. I just want to share a personal experience. A little quick tidbit on my past. At one point in time, I didn't have a career and I had children. And the idea was for me to stay home, do our living classes, let me take care of the children. I never like my children go to daycare, so not much time I try children start to cry. I'm not the best father, or little guy carried out. And while they're crying, I just take them and went back home with them. I even started a Montessori course to see if I could bring up where my children. I used to say that period of time between baby and secondary school or primary school is a very short period of time to sacrifice to bring up proper children. And listen, I'm not the perfect parent, right? But that is what I used to say to myself. But the culture that was expounded, as you just said to us, where did we go wrong? They pushed that on us, and we bought it lock, stock, and barrel. That culture of the man not supposed to be home and you're supposed to go out and work. We have to do things, and I get licks for it speaking about it on another program at time years ago. That's about 15 years ago. I get licks for it speaking about it. Oh man, I'm supposed to be in a house and all kind of thing. But what is wrong with if your tail not educated enough to get a decent job, labor, or work, you're tired, you can't deal with nobody or whatever? What is wrong? And if there's an understanding, and any which way, right, either the male or the female, who have the career and could work, go and work while the other one develop the career and stay with the damn children. I always believe a parent's supposed to be with the child. If you understand, I know it have single parents and people who are intolerable and stuff like that. But added to the family value return that you're speaking about, nothing is wrong with a parent staying home with the children, probably have a small business, probably developing a career while the other work until they reach primary school or secondary school where they can kind of see about themselves, and then you jump out after you develop your career and stuff like that. So we have to learn to break all these Kardashian.
Sorry, caller. We're playing some voice notes. We finish at 6:30 today.
Pleasant good afternoon. I know you all have an issue with voice notes and length and delay, so all I'll say is this. I like the statements you're making this afternoon. Sounding good. No sort of political, and that is the issue we need to deal with, proper parenting. But at the end of the day, we need to understand what proper parenting means. And there are people who like to say, oh, that old time thing, and maybe we need to go back to the old time ways to find a way forward. Because at the end of the day, if you don't understand your past, you will never know why you are where you are today. And it's what we do today in the present that helps shape our future and the future that those that come afterwards. So we need to stop, think, and try to contextualize information. A lot of people have information that's get it, but don't know how to understand it, to comprehend it, to absorb it. That is a very big problem we have in society. Education is and will always be the key to upliftment, to improvement, to betterment. Ignorance is a slow death, and some people apparently prefer to die blissfully. But I'll say no more for now.
You know, as we look at what they're wearing in this photo
and
here.
Just one, I will say this, huh? Now, the conversation is about parenting, where we may have gone wrong, what we could do, and you made a statement that we need to normalize dual parenting, man and woman. And I'm going to tell you why that's impossible, eh? Listen to the statement of a commenter that you made afterwards. I'm not saying that the person was wrong, but listen to the statement good. Listen to the words. It starts off with, they don't agree with you. They prefer to be a single parent than be in a toxic relationship. And I ain't saying that, no, I don't know the relationship that the person was in. I'm not going to sit here and be a hypocrite and say there's no toxic relationship. But let me understand this. Where did the toxicity come from? See, that is something we don't like to talk about. And when you made that comment, the narration of the topic twist now to men must do this, men must do that, men must be this, men must be that. You see why we can't solve the problem? It's about time we start listening to the things we say and how we say it, so we can decide what exactly we want to do. Do we want to solve the problem, or do we want to continue to pass the blame and ignore what may be the real problem? It may be a little controversial for some of you, but I'll leave that there for now.
All right. So we look on the topic of how they're dressed. All you're seeing here is she hands on her face. Exactly. Now, Muslim women dress similar to that, eh? And I'm pretty happy my boys grew up in Islam, because their wives will be fully clothed, not wayward like the mother. But that's a topic for another time. And the man in particular is dressed like a man. Elegantly. You could tell in that picture that this is a family. Man, woman, daughter, child. Today, we not to talk about the dress code, because we know men wearing clothes that are tighter than women, they emasculated the men till they made them feminine. And not just in how they dress, but now in how they behave.
How they walk, how they attire.
Everything about them reeks women.
There's more woman than a woman itself.
And you looking at he dressing so, and they would laugh at this dress code. Look at she shirt too big for him. He pants too big. Or look at her hat. Or she dress old. It's old woman style. But this is proper family attire. Anything less than that was improper. But society shaped the way how all you raise all your families and what cultures all you adapt. And now all you can deal with it. And that is what we're dealing with. Let me play some more. We're getting ready to go. Eric,
Aisha,
watch for me.
Nice program. Aisha,
tell me if you're here already. Very well.
You know what has disturbed me? With these same protesters and them, what burning tires and making a lot of bacchanal all on the bus route and all in tongue and all that kind of thing. You know what has bothered me, Aisha? You know when gunmen shooting up each other, right? This one getting killed, that one in their neighborhood. Bacchanal taking place, gunshot, this one shooting this one, that one shooting that one. Nobody does come out and protest, according to a call a while ago. Their fingers does what? Peanut butter does stick on their lip or some kind of thing. Nobody doesn't come out and say anything.
Some men, they breed the child mother They make a child with their mother. They born with an ex-woman. They make a child, and then they don't want nothing to do with the first mother. So men have a big part to play in it as well. And it just has some men who don't friggin' care.
Not saying no. But we had to trash out them problems. And that could be another show.
And child father is not,
because when we label down as a man making a child with one woman and then they meet another woman and they don't care about the woman and the child, then that says to me there was no commitment in the relationship, so it was easy for him to move on. We had to fix that. That is what we had to fix.
And this is the products we have. This is the product.
Darling, that's a topic for another time because it is a real topic.
A hot one too.
And a lot of men walking away from the children and minding stepchildren.
And when you see the mother toil with the child, and the mother day tooth and nail, and the child excel, become what the mother aspire to become, the father now coming in. Look my son there, my son.
It happens.
How do you expect your son to be after you miss half his life in his school years and coming now to what?
I want to find a local picture for you guys before we go. Dr. Angelo Bisessa's page, just follow him. And he died, but his mother, I think is his mother,
Bisessa,
runs a Facebook page in his name, and I'm in the group. And today I saw a picture of old-time Trinidad and a picture of a lady balancing a basket on her head. And in this picture, I wonder if it's this. It's probably not this. You know, I was to save the picture to show you, and I really forgot. Long and short of the story is, when I saw this picture, I think this might be it. Virtual Museum. When I saw this picture, I smiled because I was like, damn.
Is that?
This is Trinity. If you see how this little boy dressed with his grandmother and they're going in the market and she balancing a basket with some chickens on she head, and it makes you really look back at how we was, where we came from,
and where we're going, and where we are heading in the future if we don't
how
change
we have changed
our mindsets.
Last call because we have to get ready to move over. Caller, you live.
Eric, you preach just now because Aisha, somebody have to do the statistics because from what I observe, men have a lot of work to do with the family in the black circle. A lot of work. So we can't just dismiss that and say that, you know, so and so on. Men, black men, yes. We have a way we say, hey, we got good ones. Yes, good ones have to be good. But it have a lot of work for us to do in that particular circle. Why only black men committing crime? We can see, so there's a lot of work for black fathers to do. And that is it. Take care, Sean, and good program.
Yeah, I see that today. Thank you so much. Only how I can't find this picture now I'm looking for it. I will look for it and I'll try to share it with you guys tomorrow. But let me see if Ollie could remember this to give you guys some nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
Remember this. Let me see if Ollie remember this one.
Bring back the old time days.
Don't make me go and look for that song, you know. Caller, you live.
Good afternoon, I saw.
Yes, Gemma.
You know why a lot of men cannot be fathers in their children's life? I am talking because I am a testimony of that. Because some of these women, you know, a man is married and go out and making child from married man. I was that. And the woman ended up stabbing me in my back for my husband.
What, Gemma? There's a topic for another show.
I tell you, I went through that. That is what has go on. Why 20 fathers cannot be in the children's life? Because that happened, and I'm not ashamed to say, I live in the front of the house and he living down in the back. True, that woman would make that child for my husband. That is what happened in my life. I'm talking from experience.
Well, Gemma, we're glad that you're around to tell this story.
Yes. You understand? He lives in Iraq and I live in front of the house, 5 bedrooms. I live in bedroom number 1 and he lives in bedroom number 5.
Gemma, there is a program for Sunday night, you know, Gemma. You have to give me that testimony on a Sunday. All right, Gemma, we had to go. The countdown is on. Closing comments as we leave.
Guys, it was really nice always be your brothers and sisters' keepers. Train a child when they are young, so when they get old, they would not depart from it. Fathers, play a pivotal role in your son's life and your daughter's lives. Be the head of the home and not the tail. Aisha, over to you.
All right, people, tell me if you remember that photo there online. Take a look at that picture and tell me. Brooklyn, I see the photo. I'll show it up.
Okay.
So bring back the old time days. Bring back them old time ways. I know everything was changed, but I still love the old time days. Used to be.
This is Brooklyn and his boys. Much love to you and your kings, Brooklyn.
Like brothers, respecting one another. In times gone by, we used to share. Together we made do. And if I draw a susu, what was mine was yours too. I know them days done pass and gone. And I know that life must carry on. But if I